Are you ready?
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is a strange case of Shawn here with the second chapter of my story, 2 Words For You. A story written by me with some assistance from Chat GPT. I will recap the first chapter briefly, but be sure to check out that first chapter. Now, in episode 1, Triple H and Shawn Michaels open up the first episode of Raw on Netflix, but are interrupted by The Rock, who informs them that TKO wants all rosters managed by one person, and that they must decide who is the one sole head in charge of running the day-to-day operations in WWE. Charlotte defends her Women's World Heavyweight Championship against Rhea Ripley, but both women are attacked by NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. This then sets up Tiffany Stratton to cash in her Money in the Bank contract and become World Heavyweight Champion. Seth Rollins defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Braun Breaker and just manages to get the victory, which sets Braun Breaker off and gets angry and actually spears the referee. Triple H and Shawn Michaels make their DX entrance together. Triple H addresses The Rock, but as he turns around, he is met with a sweet chin music from HBK, who also proceeds to beat him down. With a friendship fractured and a company without a leader, WWE may be headed for disastrous days. And with that said, let's get started, shall we? The next week's show opens up with the commentators talking about Triple H not being there and being on an indefinite leave of absence. They question why Shawn Michaels betrayed his best friend, and they are unsure who is fully running the show. Suddenly, The Rock's music hits. The final boss makes his entrance and enters the ring. There are a mixture of cheers and boos. He grabs a microphone. No, you don't get my catchphrase after you imbeciles proceed to boo The Rock. But The Rock is here for an important reason. We all saw that poor Paul was attacked maliciously, horribly, and actually was pretty satisfying. But The Rock doesn't want to play favorites here. It is important that we have someone here running the show, and that man is, suddenly, the music of Shawn Michaels plays. He makes his way to the ring. Commentary is confused as WWE had announced that Shawn was suspended. The crowd boos Shawn. He grabs a microphone. Now, please, honestly, please don't boo that Paul isn't here tonight and probably won't be for a little while. The crowd boos more. The Rock responds, "How did you get backstage? You were suspended for your violent actions last week." The crowd boos. The Rock continues, "Oh wait, I lifted it because I can do that." The crowd boos even more. "All because I am more successful, better looking, and have more power than you. Doesn't mean you get to boo The Rock." The crowd starts chanting, "Rocky sucks." The Rock grows angry. Shawn continues, "Don't listen to them, boss. Listen to me instead. I am here, willing, and able. You have seen what I've done with NXT, launched it into new heights, and have created many stars that will see that the future of WWE is secured. I promise to uphold that and eliminate any threats to that, as you saw last week." The crowd turns to "Shawn sucks." Shawn laughs, then continues, "Give me the reins and I will see WWE remains forever. I will be the heartbreak savior." He puts out his hand. The Rock looks hesitant to shake it. He then laughs and shakes his hand. The crowd boos enormously. The Rock continues, "That is what we need. That is the passion, the determination we need, Shawn. I now proclaim you the Chief Roster Officer of the WWE." Shawn smiles and the crowd boos. The Rock continues, "You will manage all the shows and rosters, and most importantly, steer WWE into the seas of success. Do not let us down, and be absolutely sure you don't let the final boss down." The Rock stares down Shawn. He then laughs with Shawn, following, and they taunt to the crowd. Later in the show, Seth Rollins is interviewed backstage. He is asked about his match last week and says that he only just managed to get the victory, but that the better man won. He also mentions that he is a little beat up, but he feels even worse for the referee that Braun speared and hopes he is enjoying his suspension. He is then asked about the power struggle with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. He says Hunter won't take his calls when he's interrupted by Shawn. He speaks. Hey champ, congratulations on your victory, even though you just barely won. I mean, if I were the referee, I would have ended the match after seeing your lifeless hand on the rope. Seth smirks. You know, it's a good thing you weren't refereeing, and it's also good that you're technically in charge now, because if you weren't, my hands would be wrapped around your throat after what you did to Hunter. He gets in Shawn's face. Shawn backs up and responds, well, frankly, you seem to be gearing for a match, and I didn't receive any reports saying you weren't medically cleared. Also, the Final Boss wants to see a title match, so in the main event, you'll be defending your World Heavyweight Championship against... His phone rings. The DX theme plays. Shawn continues, sorry, I gotta take this. You'll see them out there. Oh, and I got 2 words for you. Good luck. He walks off. Seth is seething mad. Later in the night, Tiffany Stratton has her first match as World Heavyweight Champion. She has a match against Indy Hartwell. Tiffany controls most of the match, mocking Rhea and Charlotte by performing moves of theirs. She hits the Swanton Bomb for the victory. Her celebration is interrupted by Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. They make their entrance and enter the ring. Roxanne begins. Congratulations, Tiffy, on your championship win. It went exactly the way we wanted it to. We're tired of being looked over for some has-beens, and these people don't see that the future is now. The crowd boos. Cora continues. They're going to fall one by one. And Tiff, we believe you'd make a good addition to our cause. Since you've come to WWE, you've been a shining star. Like us. It's time for us to purge the locker room of the women who no longer deserve to be here. But we should probably talk about that more in private. Suddenly, the music of Rhea Ripley hits. She makes her way to the ramp with a microphone. She begins. Hi girls. You see, I didn't get to properly introduce myself. I am Rhea Ripley, and you two made the worst decisions of your lives by 1, attacking me, but also costing me the World Heavyweight Championship. So enjoy your vocal cords for now, as you won't be having them for much longer, after I hear you scream for mercy. Rhea slams the microphone down and begins walking to the ring. Jade and Perez welcome her down and call on Tiffany to join them, but Tiffany runs out of the ring with her championship. Jade and Perez look confused. They turn around to see Rhea, who then begins striking both of them. She hits Roxanne with a stiff strike and knocks her out of the ring. Jade goes for a strike but gets countered and then hit with a riptide. The crowd cheers. Rhea taunts to the crowd. Roxanne pulls Jade out of the ring and they walk back up the stage. Referees run down the ramp to block Rhea from exiting the ring. Perez whispers into Jade's ear and she smiles. They walk back up the ramp. Rhea's music plays while she shouts to them, insisting she'll have her revenge. It is the main event of the evening, and Seth Rollins makes his entrance to the ring. He gets into the ring, and we hear Samantha Irving explain the rules of this match. She explains that Rollins will be defending the World Heavyweight Championship match in a gauntlet match, where in each match, the World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line, per the ruling of new CRO Shawn Michaels. His first opponent is former NXT champion Carmelo Hayes. It is a competitive first match, a defining performance for Melo. There are some moments in the match where it looks like Seth would lose, but he pushes through and defeats Melo after his famed Superplex Falcon Arrow combo. The crowd cheers. Melo rolls out of the ring while Seth taunts to the crowd. Irving calls for the next challenger, but no music plays. The crowd gasps and begins to boo. Seth is blasted from behind by his former rival, Baron Corbin. The commentary team gets confirmation that Corbin is the next challenger. Rollins rolls to the outside, but is met by Corbin, who delivers a powerful clothesline from hell. He rips off the announce table cover, and he yells at the crowd, while Rollins sneakily rolls back into the ring. The ref gets to a 9 count. Corbin realizes and re-enters the ring, and continues the attack on Rollins. Corbin throws Rollins into the ropes and hits him with a deep 6. He goes for a pin, but Rollins kicks out at 2. Corbin, frustrated, throws him again into the ropes, and this time tries for a spinning back fist, but misses. Rollins then begins his comeback. Corbin redirects one of his attacks into a massive powerbomb. Rollins writhes in pain, and Corbin covers him for another 2. Corbin yells at the referee. Rollins goes for a roll-up from behind, but doesn't go for the pin, but instead hits a super kick, and then hits Corbin with 2 curb stomps. Rollins pins him and qualifies to the final round. The referee checks on Rollins. Irving calls for the next and final challenger. Seth's face lights up from the good news, but he groans in pain. Suddenly, the music of Shawn Michaels plays. The crowd has a mixture of cheers and boos. Angry with Shawn, but excited to see him back in action, although he's not dressed to compete. He speaks. No, your opponent isn't me. In fact, I never believe you deserve to be in the same ring as me, let alone a match. But this man, your final opponent, is a man worthy of that accolade. A man that future wrestlers will look to for inspiration. A man I've believed in since day one. A man who represents everything right with professional wrestling and will see massive success. And you, Seth, are delaying his success. No more. Your opponent, fresh off of his suspension, Braun Breaker. The crowd boos. Rollins is trying to recover while Braun enters the stage. He fist bumps Shawn, then makes his way to the ring. Braun enters the ring and he yells at Rollins to get up. Braun rushes Rollins, but he leapfrogs him and Breaker's momentum sends him flying out of the ring. Rollins, without a second thought, dives through the middle rope at Breaker, but he's caught. He then hits him with a suplex onto the announce table. It doesn't break. The ref begins a count. Breaker scares the commentators away and continues beating down Rollins. The ref is at a 5 count. Shawn Michaels speaks. I've been given clearance to abolish the countout rule in this match. Ref, stop counting if you want to keep your job. Breaker keeps beating up Rollins. Breaker gets Rollins onto the top of the announce table and hits him with a spine buster. Shawn Michaels begins to make his way down to the ring while the crowd boos. Breaker brings Rollins back to the ring, and then he hits him with a massive spear. Breaker drags Rollins' motionless body into the center of the ring, and Breaker pins Rollins 1, 2, 3 to win the match. Breaker becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. Shawn presents Breaker with the championship to end Raw. Corruption has infiltrated the WWE once again, but this time at the hands of someone who the WWE Universe admired for a very long time. How else will Shawn alter the course of the WWE? Also, what do Perez and Jade have planned for the women's division? We shall see in the next chapter. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to check out the first chapter of the story and my Wyatt 6 series as well. I appreciate all the support. Stay strange, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next video.